4th and 5th century fathers will continue to affirm Clement's authorship of 1st Clement. But now that we've sufficiently established Clement's authorship of 1st Clement from earlier sources, let's turn to the objection that Clement wasn't a monarchical bishop or pope, either based on the text of 1st Clement itself or on the opinion of certain scholars denying the Monoepiscopacy in Rome or generally, including apparently Catholic scholars like Duffy or Brown, who don't specialize in patristics. Though there is plenty of evidence for the Monoepiscopacy as a worldwide institution of the apostles, that may have to be a topic for another video. The first thing I'd say is that I've already shown why I think it's possible Clement wrote 1st Clement in the name of the Roman Church before he was a bishop or pope, and we've already addressed the issue of the letter using the first person plural. But here's the thing. Even if I were to grant there was no Monoepiscopacy in Rome at the time of 1st Clement, and I don't grant that, if 1st Clement still shows the church at Rome claiming to speak infallibly the words of Christ and of the Holy Spirit to the distant Corinthian church, exercising jurisdiction over it, and commanding and receiving obedience from it, then that's still a huge problem for non-Catholics, regardless of whether the Roman Church's government was monarchical or not at the time. Moreover, it doesn't matter what any scholar thinks if the primary source evidence we're going to look at contradicts them, especially if these scholars speak beyond their own area of expertise. Lastly, I've been told that Clement and Rome weren't special because any bishop could have intervened in the situation at Corinth, making a comparison to Ignatius's letters to the Asiatic churches. First off, there's no evidence that any other church tried to intervene. It's mere speculation, a kind of argument from silence. Next, without diving too deep into Ignatius's letters, I can say that we know none of those Asiatic churches were dealing with a seditious rebellion or leadership crisis. In fact, Ignatius names the singular bishop for 4 of those 5 churches: Onesimus over Ephesus, Damas over Magnesia, Polybius over Tralles, and Polycarp over Smyrna. So comparing Ignatius's letters exhorting obedience to the known bishop to 1st Clement's intervention is just completely wrong and invalid. Completely different situations. And so without any further evidence to back this up, this claim that any bishop could have intervened is just question begging, assuming what is at issue and what needs to be demonstrated. Furthermore, later church history shows this was never the case. Only popes and councils of bishops could intervene and resolve leadership disputes, which were often over the office of bishop, something that 1st Clement explicitly says that our Lord warned the apostles about.